Okay. Does YouTube work? Is the good question. Okay. It looks like YouTube is back up and running. Let's go check the status of Twitch. Twitch is working. That's good. YouTube is back up and running. Okay. We probably need to update the live chat now because it's gonna be the wrong, like, thing. So, 1 second, we will have that set up. Yeah, sometimes disaster just absolutely strikes with OBS. Seems like tonight was one of those nights. But hey, that's okay. We can figure it out. Okay. We have nothing that would be critical on screen, correct? Correct. Okay. But yeah, don't know why that can happen sometimes. It's very, very weird. Just trying to think. Because we can't snap to center. That would be so nice. Because if we could snap at the center, that would just fix a lot of our problems that we're going to be having later. Because we can do the quick test. Yeah, that's how off it is. So we could try to... Oh wait, we can just center it like that actually. Unless it's odd numbered, which could be the case. Let's see. It's just weirdly shaped. No worries, that happens. Okay, now we can try to do like a concept here. We're gonna want to go like that. We want to start there if we can. Close. There. That is the Archipelago logo, which is one of our earlier streams, which is a randomizer. Like, you'll see that in one of the... I don't want lyrics, personally. There. You can see that in one of the earlier stream thumbnails with Archipelageddon. Which, that's never being finished, by the way. We understand what nightmare that is now, to try to do that many games. Actually, what are we doing? There's a much easier way to doing this. There. So now that we have it like that, we can just do this. And then... we don't have it binded to actually do it the way that we want for vertical. Let's see. Actually, it's on layer. That's why we can't find it. Then we're also blind. So you will have to bear with us on that. There. So now that we have our little splits, we can kind of figure out what we want from each one. Because we want this to be kind of like a general thing, so that way if we ever do Archipelago again, we'll have this. Like Archipelago on stream anyways. We're just trying to think. What games do we normally play for Archipelago? Okay, but let's get a list here. Because we do this. But okay, it's gonna be good sized. So we need to write down some ideas as to what we want for what we're gonna be doing here, because we need six different things. And now we're trying to think about, it's like one of the hardest things to remember what we play. That's always how it is though. And we don't want to pull up Steam because it's in the center, which is where the screen is being shared, but we're trying to just genuinely think of what else we play. It should not be this difficult. So, what other game do we play outside of those three? We're just trying to think about it. You know what? We're gonna pull up Discord because we should have all of these in a list somewhere, if we recall. This is arguably going to be one of the longer ones to do, just because it's going to have different themes in it. And, there's not a lot of guarantees with us figuring that out. We did play Binding of Isaac a bit back then on that, but we're not sure how to interpret that. Done FNAF World a few times. There's Terraria actually. That's the one way I pulled up for thumbnails earlier. There. Now we can actually look. There's Lethal Company. We did that one a couple of times. And that one's actually kind of fun. We always feel like we dislike it, even though it's actually a really fun one to do. There's Inscription, actually. That was another one that we did a while back then. very hard to type with a microphone in the way. Inscriptium. No, that's absolutely what that is. Cannot see. We are blind. We're typing this wrong in every way. We have done Library of Rona a couple of times. Okay. So these are all of our general subjects that we're going to be looking at for today. For, well, mainly for this, but it's probably actually going to be for today, all things considered. Okay. I'm just trying to think of what we want to start with. Because we kind of want to have it where all the colors can kind of merge in a weird way. So we're probably going to do like general colors going into here on each of these. But have it towards kind of white in the middle going around the archipelago logo. I think that's going to be the best approach for that. Okay. Those are good. Okay, so guess we'll start with Super Mario 64. What is like the most iconic star location in our opinion? Like you could say like Bob-omb Battlefield, where you like defeat King Bob-omb, but honestly, that's probably like the one place that's actually one of our favorite stages. Well, we'll do Womp's Fortress. That sounds fun. So, let's see. So we want something like this going around. Go like that. Have that go out further. And we'll just let this be kind of up to interpretation over there. I feel like it'd be easier just kind of leave it up in the air for that. Have that up against that wall. Do we do the tower or the fight against King Womp though? Because if we do the tower, we have to have the bill cannon over there to our knowledge, and then the tower right there in that area. So there we could do King Womp. No guarantees that we can actually draw King Womp good though. But would be funny to try. We will try. King Womp. And we will go off the Super Mario 64 interpretation versus the one on Galaxy. So it looks more like that. Understood. That's gonna be beautiful to draw. We gotta remember like the gauge of King Womp's height in 64. Because obviously if you look at like, you know, the one Galaxy, he's absolutely massive. But in 64 he's not too big. Still big enough to be imposing, but not big enough to be like really, really imposing. Now, we've never drawn a Womp before, and we will state that this is going to look horrible. Yeah, it's definitely something new today. So, the arms, although they're high up, they're more like ears for the face. Also, tiny bit more of a rectangle than a square. We're drawing King Womp from Super Mario 64. As this is probably the most iconic star to us. As we personally like Womp's Fortress. It's probably actually one of our favorite stages in the entire game. But, King Womp is built a little bit different from the rest of the Mario enemies. There's a reason why you don't see him outside of like Mario Party. Because we are going off of the Super Mario 64 appearance, so it's gonna look a tiny bit sillier. But that's okay. It looking silly is probably better than it looking good. And we'll take that. A little bit too thick on the arm. Yeah, this is the king of Womps though. So if you thought Womp 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 was enough, he is the king of those Womps. Now, let's see. How did Galaxy interpret that? Galaxy just interpreted as like an angry face rather than eyebrows, because it looks like eyebrows. And we kind of want to do eyebrows just because it would probably be funnier. but we will do what the intended design is. So okay, so we gotta do the face. Start with the mouth. Actually, I want to do this first, so it's gonna bother us the entire time that we're doing this otherwise. There. Now we can do the mouth. So it covers a decent portion of the face. We'll go like this to kind of start off. Get ourselves our general shape of what we're going to be trying to get. We're already starting the loops. Okay. It's like silly teeth like this. Actually, they're a bit blockier in appearance. So they fall into like a category like that a little bit better. All the goofy teeth. Isn't King Womp, his eyes are wiggly? He has some wonky eyes in 64 specifically. As his eyes kind of go a little bit crazier. King Womp actually looks insane in 64. Like, versus if you were to look at Galaxy, he looks intimidating in that game. Whereas in 64, he is just an absolute silly goose. So, we now have this if we can get the tongue right there. Okay. So now we get to do our favorite part. The crazy eyes. So, let's go ahead and do this. Go and get that like unibrow started. Even though it's not a unibrow, it's just how his face like caves in on itself. Kind of like Sonic eyes initially when looking at it, actually. But a little bit different. Okay. So, we're gonna have it go like that. Now let's get the other eye. You do not want to mess with this, man. Yeah, kind of, like a little tongue there. Don't think it extends past the teeth though, so you won't see it go further than that. So it's a tiny tongue. It's a tiny tongue. It looks so goofy, but that's okay. It's because the mouth is off-centered. That's great. That is beaut already. But we're not done yet with the facial details. Because he has a bit of this going on around his eyes. And so you have like a little bit of a shadow here. And then we'll go ahead and do this part here. But yeah, no, it looks beautiful. We are already in love with the sketch. It's beautiful. Everyone should strive to be as gorgeous as King Womp. Everyone needs to apply to his beauty standards. How long is this thumbnail going to take? It could take an hour. It could take 30 minutes. Well, it's not gonna take 30 minutes. It's already been 30 minutes. It could take 2 hours. You never really know with these things. We're a very slow drawer. Most people are faster than us just because they're a little bit more naturally talented. But we weren't gifted with the unnatural, like, speed of drawing. So, we're actually a relatively slow drawer. But that's okay. We don't mind being slow at drawing. Okay, then we can try to make it look a little bit more intimidating by adding that little extra layer of shadow. But yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. Because this isn't the only part of the drawing that we want to do. The next part will be much simpler by comparison, so... we will make it look a little bit sharper on these teeth. Make him look a tiny bit more demented. We can. We just typically choose not to because then we're a little bit less precise with it. It looks so goofy. We love it. This is like the most beautiful part of this. Now we're not done because we need to get this part with a little checkered pattern area. Little checkered platforms that kind of go up and down. So we'll go ahead and do this one starting its turn. That one starting its turn up here. Make it a bit smaller. Okay. Then we'll go and do this. Is that one again with the lyrics? No, we'll just swap over to a different one. This one. Sure. What type of favor? I mean, sure. We can probably do that in some of our spare time. And plus it'd give us more practice with Robloxians. Because we're not as familiar with drawing Robloxians, so it would probably help to have some practice there. Honestly, kind of glad I landed on thumbnails because we've been wanting to get around to drawing thumbnails for this for a while, like for a lot of different things. Okay. Do this. It was off-centered. That's okay though. It can be off-centered. And it's like weird little holes. Okay. I need to eventually add texture to the floor on top of that. Well, not really texture, just add lines going across the floor. Just needs to be very small lines, so like that. Okay. the excess lines. There we go. That takes care of most of that. So now we just have one final thing to add, really. Which is like, well, not really one final thing, because there's still the brick tiling down there, and then the brick tiling throughout the walls there. We'll do it with 10 on these brick walls. Because these ones are a bit bigger. I can't remember which layer we did this on. That one. There we go. Now we can head back to this one and correct this a bit. Okay. Because these are much larger bricks. So now that that part is done, kind of want to color that and then like erase it to get the effect of what that one is. Actually, we can just do this. There. And now for the final touch, which is adding us, which will be super easy. Do it more like this. So that way it looks more like it's going down on that. The same for that one over there. So that way maybe it'll be a little bit more consistent. Okay. So now we have that. Just adding the cap effect to where it has that little rim going around. There we go. Now we just clear up some of the stuff here. Those won't be the layers that we're looking for. There we go. That looks a little bit silly though. Readjust it. Because we know we can do a little bit better than that. Start with the hair first. So we made the hair a little bit too big. There we go. No, we're not gonna add the hat. We're just gonna go with it like this. Okay. Alright, it's a back view. So that means that we actually have to add this. Just gonna do one little belt. Okay. Okay, 1 second. We gotta do a little something called let's move King Womp up a tiny bit further. Because we don't want to give the wrong impression of what's happening here. Now we're just gonna move him like right there. Instead, so he'll be kind of cut off by the thing, but that's okay. If it helps not give the potential wrong impression that we could see, we'll be happy. There. That looks much nicer than what it was about to look like. And was going to fix up any of the remaining things here. Okay. Okay. There. That one is done. Oof. That one took a while. But it does look nice. Because it'll just be taking one of the colors from the centerpiece. Probably the green. Because we'll probably do red, green, purple, and then we'll do orange, blue, yellow. And so that way it aligns a little bit better for everything. Okay, one more thing though. Clouds. Gotta get that skybox in there. Hey, look, it's good considering this is our first time drawing King Womp and we've never drawn him before. It's like our reference image. Our reference image is like one of the best things ever. So, here's what we were going off of. Oh wait, you can't see it there. We have to move it a bit more to the side. We were going off of this image. This image to get everything that we did there. So, we are very happy with how it turned out, all things considered. Like, obviously, yeah, it's clearly not like the best drawing ever, but you know, it looks good for a first time drawing a Super Mario 64 map, and we appreciate that, you know. Okay. Just trying to think of how we would go about some of these. Like, we could try to think of, like, something for FNAF World, but we're not really sure. Like, maybe we could have, like, Chica's Magical Fun Rainbow in the background, because that is actually one of our favorite mini games, all things considered. But Lethal Company would also be a good one. We're just not sure what thing that... We could do Val, and then have like... Yeah, Val has Forest Giants. Had to think about it for a second, because we're like... Is Val the one that only has dogs, or is it also have Forest Giants? Yeah, it has Forest Giants. Terraria, we could do like Eater Worlds potentially. What about Purple Guy? You know, you gave us one of the best ideas suddenly. Because this is actually where you spend like a decent portion of your time normally in FNAF World, which is the loading screens. And we specifically remember Purple Guy's loading screen being, I take 10 seconds to draw. As to what that actually means, whether it's just it actually taking Scott like 10 seconds to draw him, or if there's like a feature of, you know, drawing out his weapons in 10 seconds, you know. That's like the thing that's always been like an elusive fact to us. Because it could mean many things. But we do have a funny idea if we were to do FNAF World, which is just to do the loading screen. Which we would have space for it, just have it on blue specifically. Uh... Hmm... 1 second. Okay, so the idea for us is to do this. And so we're gonna have that sprite specifically be what we're theming after. Okay. Now we're gonna do this because it's gonna make it a lot easier to tell what's what. So that's I think the threes are the only thing that we don't really need. So we can do this. And so wait, we have that. And we'll do FNAF World. This is by far one of the easiest things when it comes down to drawing. But it's not going to be the easiest thing for us because we're not going to use any pixel tool. we're just gonna try to go for it. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to be had there. So let's show our head here. So that way we have a base of reference. Have that. No, actually, we have a slightly different plan with this. We're gonna need like a very good portion of the canvas to actually do everything the way that we want it to be. Hey, it's going to be hard because we're not using a pixel tool at all. But we don't want to use a pixel tool. Because we think it would be fun here just to go at it like this. There, so we have that. We have our base purple guy face for what we're looking for. Now we just add on to this. So our eye curves in like that. So do we actually want like the big goofy smile? We could do big goofy smile. Or we could do what we do. But to translate that into pixels, it would probably just look like that in pixel form. We could do it like this. Our eyes are white, so it would just look like this. Looks like a creeper almost. Or like that mouth. Like all we'd have to do is just go up with that, and it would be a creeper face, but we're not going for that. We're just trying to get a face. Now we have that little eye patch. Let's draw out the rest of Afton's weird geometry body. I think it goes out like that. Goes in a bit more actually. It's not as out and prominent in the front. It's more like this for his body. And it goes out like that. Alright, we have to make one longer. It's usually the top one that's longer. Do that. I will do that. So wait, they're not the same length. This already looks so silly, but that's the point, it's supposed to. We swear his back isn't that bad, but then we keep looking back at it, and it looks that bad. Well, we'll slightly reduce it. Because Afton has that hunchback build to him. Honestly, being in the spring Bonnie suit probably helped fix his back, if anything. If it looks this bad in sprite work, can't imagine what that actually translates to. Like, that's some really bad posture going on. Oh, we'll use a thing that would help substantially. Which is a tool that actually helps you keep your brush straightened out. There. Because our character has an eye patch. And so it's themed after us still. But we are using Afton as a base. No, it's an eye patch. And so you can see like the little heart on it. But it goes over the nose. The non-existent nose that we have. But yeah, it's why that one never blinks. It's because it's an eye patch. But we can see how you could see as a scar potentially. Actually, our character doesn't have real feet. So we don't have to give the Apton feet treatment. As our character just has little feet like that. But yeah, no, it's an eye patch. Okay. So now comes the hard part. Because we can't necessarily fit it. So we're gonna have to go through a little bit of a funny predicament here. We'll do it 90 degrees. Drag it out. Now we're gonna flip how we're looking at this. If we can figure out where that is again. Is there... Yeah. Can we just press L? No, L leads to lasso. Okay. Oh, left. Okay. There we go. Also, why didn't I put Pillar Chase? What you mean? Because we don't quite get it yet. I'll just use this tool. I'll make it much faster. Hey, it's an eye patch. So we kind of have the rough outlines of the hair. So we want to do the horns next. Okay. Mm, let's see. So we need the crate. We'll just have it be more of a rectangle. I'm not gonna try and make it like angled in any other way. Go. So now we have that headpiece. We're gonna move it up a tiny bit. So it's a little bit more accurate there. There we go. Have that. There we go. We'll just do those later. There we go. And now we just need to erase the unnecessary parts. After doing that. We can get rid of all the unnecessary parts here. And this layer. Now we can do this. Yeah. Okay. Now to absolutely compress this. Okay, let's see. So we're looking at fitting it into there properly. We would turn that right side up. There. So now if we go here, rotate, can't do it like that, so we're gonna have to do it manually, which is a tad bit annoying, but that's okay. We're used to having to manually do things. If we were to do it to both, let's see, how is this going to play out? Okay, I actually kept it. Good. Was worried it wouldn't. Alright. Hope the drawing process is pretty fun to do. Now. Here begs the next question. How long have we been doing this? Let's see, before we even did our first one, it was 6:23. So it's now 6:49. In that case, it took 26 minutes. That's what we need to know, because that's very critical. Can we just get like the most basic font in here? We'll do that one. And we're gonna go confirm with FNAF World's loading screen to see whether there's punctuation at the end or not. We don't think there's punctuation, but we could be wrong. And so we do want to look at that before anything. Is there punctuation? There is punctuation, okay. And so now, we just need to shrink that. Let's try 5. Yep, that looks perfect. It's so silly, but it's so good. Like, it's very basic. Yeah, we heard you. That's why we were saying that we hope that it's a fun drawing process for you. So trust us, we read it. So let's see, what's up next? Because we did Super Mario 64, we did FNAF World. We could do Lethal Company. There is an orange color, correct? Okay, so that's not the one that we're using that one for reference. There is an orange color. That would be down here if we were to do that. But yeah, we could probably do Lethal Company. Let's go find an image of a forest giant. Because we don't know the ins and outs of those. Not that you'd really be able to see it for the perspective that we'd be going for, but... they're called forest keepers. Understood. But they're also known as forest giants. Okay. Forest giants, forest guardians, or just simply giants. Okay. Nice to know what they're known by. But yeah, you'd probably only be able to see like the legs of this thing. If anything, we need to know what the employee looks like more than anything. Can we see all angles of the employee or just the front view? Because we'd like to have multiple angles if possible. Oh, you're asking about the neck? Sorry, that got held up. It saw the term redneck. That's why. The reason why the neck is like that is because it's a doll. And so it connects with a cloth rather than anything else. Let's see, we're trying to think of like the best way to like show that. 1 second. We are gonna open up File Explorer. Okay, didn't open this error, but we were worried about that. But yeah, we can kind of show off how the body connects. Just need to grab an image. The image is a little bit off, actually. This was open like this. Okay, so we had to get this to where it be a view that wouldn't be too bad to look at. It is dull, so there's technically no form of nudity to it, but yeah, you kind of see it. Because you see, that's how the arms are as well. They connect onto that chest piece like that. And so it all kind of connects in that form. But yeah, that's how our character kind of works, which is why we have that neck like that. Yeah. Hopefully that helps. Uh, yeah. Can we see all the entities? Actually, masked would work the best, as maybe we can get like a better view of the entire outfit, maybe? I'm not sure. Because it's always a front angle in most cases, so you can't really see the back. So we're curious to see like the full view of this, but we're just gonna have to work with a very basic view. But our character is a doll, so... It just cycles through the music. Okay. I'm gonna go and get the little rim there. No, we're just trying to think of apparatuses. That's what we would want. Okay. I was trying to remember what angle the employee holds it from. I feel like that going across. Let's see. Do they hold the arm around like that, or they just hold it like this? Man, now we're so curious as to how this thing is actually held. Maybe we can find an image of an employee holding it. Okay, so they hold the rounded part up closer. How are they holding that part though? Can we get like a different angle of this, potentially? Okay, so you just can't see that arm. So it's going underneath it. Understood. So there's only gonna be like a hand here in that spot. We're learning a lot about these games as we go. What small trivial factors. There's actually a very nice little curve there to add to the apparatus itself. Guess we'll do interior if we're holding an apparatus. Because it would make a little bit more sense to do interior. Because it could be like we just pulled it. And it's like with that fact, we can also make like a bracken potentially be the thing that's in the background. Now, is the text of the apparatus. Because there's usually some, like, form of writing that's on the apparatus. I can't remember if it's, like, on the glowing part, which kinda doubt. Kinda doubt it's on the glowing part, but you never know. Could be. We'll head back here and see what the, like, blueprint of this looks like. Actually, we may be thinking of Archipelago with that, actually, with the text. Which is funny that we're thinking about it like that. Okay. We will add that little detail there. And then we'll go based off the image of where the hand is in relation to that. So... Okay. Now we're gonna color this in. Okay. There we go. Have that. There we go. You have the little straps that go around. So now we just need to draw the head. Which should be like the easiest part of this drawing. Just because... again. Practically no neck to work with. So we'll start with the base of the head instead. Do not be like this version of us, without no mask or any of that, when handling a radioactive apparatus is very bad and not healthy to do. You should always be prepared in a hazmat suit when messing with radiation. Like fully geared up. Because any part of your body exposed to radiation can suffer severe radiation poisoning. One second, we'll go look. It looks so good. It's us, but pixelated. Or William Afton, to be the best way of putting it. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the best art that we've drawn. There we go. One drawing I'm gonna send you on the last wave. Doodles I don't do. It's like that. It's like the PC2 update didn't really release, unfortunately, but I think soon it'll be releasing, like within like the next couple. We're not gonna say couple of days, but within like the next week or two. That's probably whenever the actual update will be releasing. So that's something to look forward to, like next week. uh. Actually, we would have to move that there if we were going to do it like that. Yeah. It's like there was a public test build, but that was open like only for a tiny bit. So, not really much that we can do on that. Because usually when it comes down to like the public test builds, we're usually not awake during that time whenever it happens, so... It's kind of hard to like have a bracket anywhere, so we'll just keep it at that. Radiation poisoning. Also, it's the wrong one to be using. I'm just gonna delete that one. There we go. That's much better. Yeah. We get you. We have like the opposite issue, it just doesn't rain enough here, and so we end up in like droughts all the time. Okay, so we did it right. Man, I swear sometimes we feel colorblind. For some reason we thought the blue was on this side and the pink was on that side. Oh wait, we know why. 1 second. This will explain everything to us. That's why. So we did it correctly. We're just a bit silly. And... forgot that... forgot that it's actually on the right side. We just forgot for a second. So... we could do inscription. But that's a little bit harder to do that. Actually, what are we saying? That's like the easiest thing to do. We just need to make a card of ourselves, which... that is actually super easy. I don't know what we're talking about, that's like one of the easiest things. So, we know how to already kind of approach what we're going to be doing. We need to go here. That's not the right one, which I remember what it is. Is it this? Yeah, round corners. We want 40%. 40%'s a lot, actually. We're actually probably looking at closer to 10%. Yeah, that's more accurate. So then we have that. Thing is, if we do it like that, it'll be in the opposite type of order. Here's the thing about that, actually. We are currently learning Korean, but we did grow up learning some pieces of Chinese because of one of our friends, like way back when. Because his parents owned a Chinese buffet in our town at the time. And so we actually do know a bit of Chinese on that note. But it's not enough to get us around much at all because it's been, well, like a decade and a half. And we've learned some bits of Japanese as we've grown up throughout the years just because you encounter a lot of Japanese media. So we actually do know a bit of both, but more Japanese than Chinese. Sorry for going on a little bit of a tangent there. Actually, we remember how to do this if we want to actually get this correct. So we started here. We would like to go from here. So we're going to be going in between that one. Let's go look at where our starting point is again. It's one off of one of them. We can figure that out from here. So it would be like here. Or, yeah, it would be there. It would be there. But yeah, we've grown up with a lot of different stuff over the years. And so it's definitely accumulated to different factors. We've grown up with a lot of different languages. It's also the reason why we like language as much as we do. Why we're so passionate about learning things. But we'll definitely say this, Korean has been one of the nicest ones to learn. Just because it's a lot easier than, say, something like Chinese. Because with Chinese, you have to learn all the tones, which is a bit of a pain, if we're gonna be honest. Whereas with Japanese, you just need to learn a lot of kanji. We don't always have time to constantly learn new kanji. And then, like, dedicate that to memory. Whereas we like Korean because it's an alphabet instead. So we find it much nicer on that. Gotta figure out which sigils we're gonna have. Sometimes you get stomachache, but why did I get that? We get you on that. It can be because of, say, if you're drinking anything like that that's carbonated, that can be a very big factor in the reason behind that. Is carbonated drinks are very easy to making someone have an upset stomach. But if you ate too much or just something that your stomach didn't settle with, it's like that. We have a very sensitive stomach, so we would understand. Yeah, usually it's not just like a all-around solution to that problem, unfortunately. It just varies from person to person. Mm. Well, you've been playing a lot of random games since lately. Uh, on like Roblox, because if so, yeah, we've been trying to kind of just look around and see things on there. And so, there's been a few that have been really fun, but there's been a few that are just kind of meh to us, but like, so far, like, the one that we kind of found fun, but it's because it's the same premise as Regravator, is, I think it's Horror Elevator, if that's what it's called. One second, we'll go look, because it should be like our most recently played game. Yeah, Horror Elevator. That one's pretty fun. It has a lot of like different creepypasta references, so we like it. Oh, we like that. We would not have that much else. We're more of a loose. Silly Jeff the Killer. Hey. Hey. We like Jeff the Killer too. It's a fun one to look into. Like, for its history. There. 1 health, but we'll do 3 damage. It feels like a fair trade-off. It looks a little bit strange. Yeah. The 3's a bit big, actually. I'm gonna explain. There. 3 damage, 1 health. Let's go look. The cost is always at the top right below the name. We'll do 2 blood. Or 2 sacrifice points. So, you know, we did the very thing that we just described where the placement was. Man. So be there. It's not as bad if we do it like that, actually. Yeah, so we need to correct that. Okay, almost done with the card. Yeah, it's all capitalized. So we better make it fit. Otherwise it's gonna be a bit of a pain. Oh, we'll just do rainy instead of the full thing. because we're taking up way too much space on it. Go. And now we get to have the fun part. It needs to be smaller than that, otherwise that can't really be there. It could, but we just have to outline it with like a white. Or just go around it for the most part. It's not completely impossible, just go with it. And now we just fill all this in. Actually, we should fill it in on a separate layer. JPEG. There we go. So now we have that. Also, make sure you're saving anything, because man, it can be helpful. Just in case we don't like the version that we're about to do, we will have a backup. So we're gonna turn it like that. Use free transform. We're gonna go about moving it like this. And so way we kind of get that more 3D feel, kind of. We'll kind of move that up a bit. So now we have that. Which, we like that. So it feels very nice. We already forgot sigils. Sigils. We need to go look at all the sigils and inscription. Let's see. What would be our sigils? I think we'll go with the mini lives sigil, because that feels more accurate to our character. There we go. Yeah, that feels a little bit more accurate. Although we kind of messed it up for the height of the Infinity Sigil. It's more higher up like this. There we go. And so now we have a proper card. But yeah, no, it completely, like, disappeared out of our mind that sigils were even a thing anymore. Want to look more flat. Maybe drag it out a little bit more downwards like that. So now we have a proper card. Uh, hmm. We could do Hollow Knight. I was trying to think about how we'd want to approach that one. Because Terraria would be a lot of detail to actually get that down. Oh man, we haven't even looked at the time. Uh, I'll do Library of Ruina down here, as we know what we would like to do for that. Okay. I'll do this actually. This will be a bit faster. If back down to here. There we go. think we'll probably just leave it off there. As much as we'd like to continue doing all of this, we're pretty much nearly done, but we need to go for our language stuff, so unfortunately we will have to take our leave before finishing this. Which does make us a bit sad. But we are very happy with how it's turned out so far. As it's been a really fun, like, thumbnail to make. And hey, maybe if we do some future archipelagos and all that, you know, we'll keep making more. But yeah, we're very happy with how it turned out. Yeah, we'll probably go ahead and start ending stream though. We'll go ahead and turn off the noise from this. There. It's quite deafening actually. Okay, I have to remember how it goes again. Thank you for watching the stream, and for anyone in the distant future, thank you for watching the VOD. And, okay, let's restart. We forgot how this goes still. To anyone watching the stream or VOD in the distant future, thank you very much. We appreciate any and all attention that's given to the channel, and we hope that anyone that's still here has a very good night or very good morning, depending on what time of day it is for you. And we'll catch everyone in the next stream tomorrow. We may actually do more drawing just because it has been really fun. So, yeah. We will catch everyone next time. Make sure you're staying hydrated and drinking plenty of water. Until next time, bye-bye. 1 second, we gotta do other things before we can actually say bye-bye. We just said it preemptively because that's instinctual. We need to go get some images first. Go add them to the fan art thing because we kinda just blank out occasionally on that, and now we need to keep talking to make sure that's funnier, that we're still talking. No, it's really not funny, and we're just awkwardly making this much worse as we keep talking. Okay, nearly there, like maybe another minute or two. 1 second, we will have it ready to go. Go here, go here. Okay, and now we can actually end stream. So, yeah. Bye bye.